game one of your second week of elimination finals here in SFL Season 25. We've got the Vancouver Legion playing against the Sin City Samurai in a rematch of a fixture played in week 16 in which the Legion put away the Samurai on their home turf. This game returns to Canada Field in Vancouver, British Columbia here. Alongside me this evening to unpack this in co-commentary is none other than Ramos Lee. And Ramos, an intriguing matchup to start the weekend. What are your keys to this fixture?
Yeah, I mean, not often do you see a team that is ranked number 1 seed and number 11 seed, in my opinion, be so evenly matched. I mean, Sin City has had a tremendous second half of their season, and I think they can beat any team in the SFL, including Vancouver. They do have to make sure to stop their passing game first. You cannot sleep on that running game, but if they can get takeaways in the passing game, I think the Samurai have a good chance. And for Vancouver, I think you have to start off hot and put some points on the board early and often.
The Samurai got the win over the Pittsburgh Riverhogs on the road to get to this point. And they are trying to play upset on a Vancouver side, still chasing their first ever SFL title. They finished the season, as you mentioned, with the number 1 seed. And Sin City will have opening possession, led out by quarterback Scar Patterson. It's been a good campaign for him. He's got plenty of talent across the offense today, keeping particular attention around Robert Johnson and Logan Lee in the backfield. Start with an offset iPro set. Vancouver out of a 4-3. Safety's going to try and jam the box. Lee ran the other way. It'll be a 2-yard pickup for Logan Lee on his opening carry. The rest of that offense consists of quarterback Scar Patterson, Hubbard Kimbrell, Robert Johnson and Logan Lee, the backs, Chevy Monte Carlo, the fullback, Elliot Pope Jr., Kenny Hendricks and Al Dillapre Sr., the receivers, Talon Steele and Tyler Bobby, the 2 tight ends. The offensive line in another play here. Scar Patterson's going to drop back for the first time today. Throws on the outside. A one-on-one is incomplete. Trying to find Al Dillapre Sr. on the outside. No good. Broken up by Ron Hoff.
Yeah, great coverage. Great coverage on that play. Now it's third and long. This is exactly where Sin City obviously doesn't want to be in. 3rd down and 8. Looks like they're going to have some empty set. Look for the rollouts here for the Samurai. This is a team that likes to roll their quarterback out.
5 receivers to throw to. Patterson, just a straight drop back throw across the middle, wide open, and Elliot Pope Jr. gets it up to a couple of yards shy of halfway. Check that, it's Kenny Hendricks with his first reception of the game, and Scar Patterson delivers on his first 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, and Vancouver trusts their corners on one-on-one coverage, and Blackman is obviously one of the best corners in the SFL, but a good post route and good patience by Scar Patterson, also good blocking by the offensive line. And a good conversion here for the Samurai.
Gives them a fresh sit, and it's 47 yards away from their own goal line. Toss play to the outside. It's for Logan Lee, and that will be a net no gain. Ron Hoff with another play. The offensive line for the Sin City Samurai, LL Volt, Jackson Barreto, Rose Steele, and Adam Chance. The blockers for Scar Patterson and company. That's your offense for head coach Zach Benjamin. In his first season as an SFL head coach. Hand off at the middle. That's Robert Johnson on the change of pace. That'll be a gain of 4. Check that. In fact, it's Chevy Monte Carlo out of the fullback spot with that carry. Farnsey on the tackle. Another 3rd down for Sin City.
Yeah, and another 3rd and intermediate here for the Samurai. And we'll go again on the empty set. So man-to-man coverage here for Vancouver.
Work last time. 6 required. He's going to throw the outside. Double covered, and Mark Lopez got a hand to it, and it will be broken up. And Sin City's second 3rd down attempt is unsuccessful.
Good coverage that time. Well cover over the top. Sin City will have to punt this one away, and a good stop here for the Vancouver defense. Bending but not breaking. They will have their first field position probably inside the 20-yard line.
First punt of the day for Charles Franz will sail inside the 20s, a decent distance on it, and good recovery from the Sin City Special Teams unit that'll introduce this Vancouver Legion offense for the first time today, led out by quarterback Christian Brown, Devin Lloyd, JW Doyle and Jalen Wells. Your backs, Nick Lockett, D'Angelo Lopez, Brett Killian and Ezekiel Bear. The receivers, John Michael Sutter, the tight ends, Gregory Wynell, Frank Burks, the tackles, Mango Moody and Zach Turner, the guards, and Oliver Couch at the center spot. Starting in a single back triple here. Toss play to the outside. It'll be a run for Jalen Wells. He's shut down at the line of scrimmage. And Ramos, this Sin City defense allowing 21 points a game on the road. One of the more impressive away records in season 25. That win on the road against Pittsburgh has them with a 5-2 record in away fixtures in the campaign. Inversely, they've been worse on their home soil. Interested to see if that will have an advantage for them today. Toss play to the outside, JW Doyle with a carry. He'll get a few more, 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, and they have 3+ receivers going with the ground, though. Let's see if they go with a heavier set, but actually pass this time. They'll still go through wide receivers, but I think this is a passing situation for the Legion.
They will stay in the triple. They need 5. Brown is going to throw for the first time today. Under no pressure, throws caught. That was an open Brett Killian. Got to shut that gap early. And Vancouver convert their first 3rd down.
And it's just a quick drag route. Nothing spectacular about it. Just, get about 5-6 yards, pass the sticks, get the first down.
Vancouver will go into the empty for the first time today. Short drop back from Brown. Quick throw caught Sutter. Gain of 7. And we've seen a lot of empty back sets out of Vancouver this season, and that's an early sign of that. It brings up a 2nd and short, opens up the playbook.
Yeah, and to your point, 2nd down and 3. They're trying to establish the run game, and this only helps, right? Getting those 2nd down and shorts just brings the running game.
We hand off to Doyle, and it will be a 1st down for the long-time Florida Storm back. Also spent a bit of time with the Houston Headhunters, brings plenty of experience and playoff experience at that to this backfield. He's the most experienced out of the 3. 25 combined seasons of experience between him and the other fullback in Jalen Wells. A fresh set of downs here. They're back into the triple. Nick Lockett will switch sides. Another handoff, that's Wells. He is shut down. In fact, it's scary of the game for Devin Lloyd. He is shut down. Good response from the Sin City defense that consists of Gary Burney, Mark All on the defensive end spots. Big snacks at the middle of the line. Mark Grunick, Jay Mart, Zach Benjamin and Gary Claim, your linebackers. Evan Lacey, Terrence Pearson, Joshua Durr and Kanye Rockefeller with King Jamal, the lone strong safety. That's your secondary. Another handoff. This time Wells trying to truck his way through and got a good chunk of yardage. You'll make 3rd down a little more manageable.
Yeah, it's going to be, again, 3rd and 3, and that's been the difference so far. Vancouver's having those 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Sin City had 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8. Let's see what the Legion do here.
Doyle converted last time out of the backfield, but Brown's going to throw. He had Doyle open. Brown's going to run it himself. The defender didn't see him, and Christian Brown, a little deception, will get the 1st down with his legs.
Good decision making, nothing open down the field. You don't have to throw it into double coverage. Christian Brown does have the legs. He's now a type attack, for example, but he does have the legs to get a few yards in a 1st down.
Stick with the 4 wide look, this time a quads formation. Doyle again is the lead back. Ezekiel Bear will be moved across in motion, always a threat. Short drop back again by Brown. In traffic, Nick Lockett has it.
Wow. That's a dangerous throw. One of those that, you don't want as a coach to see your quarterback do, but, when it works, that's all that matters. That could have and probably should have been intercepted by the safety.
Vancouver marching down the field there. Gamble taken by Christian Brown, but he converts. And they now find themselves inside the Sin City 30-yard line. Jalen Wells moved across as an eligible receiver. It'll be a throw from Brown. Found Sutter inside the 10.
It's hard enough to stop this passing game. And when you don't put pressure on Christian Brown, I mean, it almost becomes impossible.
Touchdown saving tackle made there by Kanye Rockefeller, but it saves Vancouver now piecing together a very impressive drive. They started this all the way back at the 18-yard line, now find themselves in goal to go. Brown's going to throw end zone, it is incomplete. Early look for BK12 inside that blue stripe, but it is incomplete.
Yeah, and we know that Vancouver likes to throw, even if they're inside the 10-yard line, they will put their wide receivers up there. This time they're going a shotgun formation, and they may just try it again.
To have a single back now in the fold. And it will be a handoff to Devon Lloyd, trying to find his way through the traffic, but it's shut down by Zach Benjamin. Now decision time with a third down and about 6 to go.
Yeah, one of the trickiest situations to have, third down and goal. You want to score a touchdown, but the spaces shrink significantly here in the inside of 10-yard line.
Brown has Killian and Sudduth on the right-hand side of the formation. It's Bear and Lockett down the bottom. He will drop back. Wild run. Breaks a tackle. Christian Brown at goal, and he's stuffed. What a response.
Oh. I think he just dropped back too far, and Vancouver is going to try to challenge to see if probably the nose of the football got in, but I got to be honest with you, Jacob, I think he's just short.
Let us know in the YouTube chat what you saw there. It looked like Christian Brown was maybe half a yard away. Saw the gap, took off, and was nailed seemingly just before it could get there. And that's as called, so we'll see where exactly he was marked. It was awfully close.
Oh, man. At the 1-inch line.
You almost go for it there in a situation. Worst case scenario, you've pinned Sin City a yard away from their own goal line, but it will be a chip shot here from chance to win. Straight down the middle, and Vancouver takes the early lead here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, a good opening drive here for Vancouver. I mean, obviously you want to come up with a touchdown, but get the 3 points, get in front. You get a stop on defense first drive of the game. It's a solid start here in the first quarter for the home team.
Vancouver linebacker DJ Woods in the chat says we'll take 3. Basically points to everything when it comes to quarterfinal football. No return again by the Samurai, and we'll go back out there. The defense for Vancouver for head coach Andy Hamilton: Kevin Brackett, Achilles Papatonis, Chris Joseph, and Gerald Judasessi, the defensive line. Josh Farnsey, DJ Woods, and Marquise Reed, the linebackers. Secondary: Emmanuel Blackman, Michael Lister, Ron Hoff, Jack Russell, Drew Hamilton, and Mark Lopez. Into a Twins look. They've run out of this a few times, and again the run stop is there on Logan Lee. This time he loses a yard, credit to Marquise Reed.
Yeah, I mean, this running defense has been awesome so far, and that's what's caused Sin City to go into those third and intermediate, third and longs in the start of the game.
Patterson's going to drop back. He's under duress. He'll throw it outside. It is deflected away from Kenny Hendricks, who is now 1 for 2. And this will be a difficult third down and long for Scar Patterson and company.
Yeah, and I think the read was good by Patterson. The blitz came in, get rid of the ball quickly, one-on-one coverage, and it was even a back shoulder throw. So the receiver has to come up with
into a 5 wide. They're going to motion one of the receivers across the face. Drop back by Patterson. Got a block up front. He'd get the completion, trying to get the roll. And they're going to mark him perhaps generously so, a yard away from the line of scrimmage. Was probably more 2 or 3 yards away there from where he needed to be. Was Al Dillapre Sr. And it is no good there on the third down attempt. They're 1 of 3 now in that category, and it will be punted away for the second time today. Will be returned by Ezekiel Bear up past the 40. He'll be spotted at the 43, so good field position for Vancouver. They took the drive from the 18 all the way down to the goal line. They kicked the chip shot, and now they've got the football back again and only have about 55 yards to cover to get the first major score of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, good field position here for Vancouver. As you said, I'll keep it on the ground here if I'm the Legion. Just start tiring this Sin City defense.
John Michael Sudduth moves up the top. It'll be a handoff to JW Doyle, who's knocked a Sin City defender into the turf, and he's got a first down. Best carry of the day.
Ooh. It's just so hard to stop, you know, when you have a guy who was a fullback, fullback background. I mean, it's just once he gets down to that second and third level, he's bigger than some of those defenders.
He's been a little underutilized in comparison to the other two backs in this backfield, but starting to see that he might be the player to take over this game here in Vancouver's first game of the postseason. It'll be a handoff to Devin Lloyd, who will get 4. So, and as you mentioned, it seems wise to go to the ground here and take what the defense gives you. 2 early carries on this possession and both efficient.
Yeah, and with football, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? There's 4 quarters, and sometimes you have to be methodical about it.
Go to a 4 wide formation here. Nick Lockett will move up the top. Sudduth is on the left-hand side of the line. Brown, short drop back. Has plenty of time to throw, and a wide open receiver on the curl route. There is Ezekiel Bout, and he's got the first down.
Good route by Bear right there, you know, getting past the first down marker, turning his head to the quarterback. Right there. Simple curl route. And good execution.
Spot Vancouver now 35 yards away from Sin City's goal line. This is where they turned the dial up on the last possession. Toss play to the backfield. It is Wells. He's trying to find room and looks for the contact there on the inside. Love to see that from your power runners. Shut down by Jay Mart, but not before a 5-yard gain. That's a quarter done. Vancouver with possession and the lead. Here, a methodical one early at Canada Field. We're watching the Simulation Football League here on the Virtual Football Network's quarterfinal football. I'm Jacob Clear. That's Ramos Lynn, Eddie Gage, and Rochelle Colston running the numbers for us on stats tonight. Commissioner Cameron Nova, I'm producing, as always, here on the Virtual Football Network. Pleasure to have your company here as we enter the second term. Brett Killian in motion makes that a quads look here for Vancouver. There's another toss play to the backfield. Seen plenty of this as JW Doyle will be a couple of yards shy of the first down marker. So the 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, and again, another 3rd down and short. You know, you can do pretty much anything you want. You can run the ball. You can give it to the fullback. You can throw it. The entire playbook is it's open for you.
Wells is the back if they choose to run it. Again, they'll motion Nick Lockett to plenty of movement pre-snap. It'll be Wells on the ground. Got a block from Wynell up front, and that'll do it there as he gets the first down.
Yep. 3rd down, you know, you have that trust in your offensive line to get the push and get the first down out of it. You know, this offense is clicking right now.
Stack of 3 receives up the top of the formation. But again, they'll run out of this heavy set and a run for Doyle rather. That time he was lit up after only a couple of yards.
I think that was that Zach Benjamin again on the tackle? I mean, after one drive, he had already 5 solo tackles. He's been a tackling machine tonight.
Well, they need more of that. Brown will throw here. Goes across. Brett Killian. Touchdown. What a needle thread there by Christian Brown to find his top target. And Vancouver have a 2-score lead.
Again, you know, just give him the time and he can just pick you apart for sure. And that's a simple inside route. It looks like a slant pattern. Throwing your head to the quarterback, and again, the safety just not quite there to make the play. And Vancouver now 2 stops and 2 scoring drives for the number 1 seed in the SFL playoffs.
Puts the pressure now on the Samurai. They've gone down 2 again. Chance to win extra point is successful again. They were slaughtered last time this fixture played out back in Vegas, and they'll be trying to make sure that that history doesn't repeat itself here. This time Sin City will attack right to left of your screen here at the quarter turn. And the first kickoff return of the afternoon from Elliot Pope Jr. gets it up to the 25-yard line. So Sin City, again, nothing wrong on their part offensively, but some decision-making issues potentially on the second downs where they've gone for it. Fell short, had to deal with a third down and long. Patterson's only completed 1 of those so far today. They need to get this ground game going if they're to be successful this afternoon. They've shut down Logan Lee early on. Patterson's going to throw. He will intercept it. Going back is Drew Hamilton. He's inside the 25 into the 15. And Vancouver is starting to put the clamps on.
Ooh. And you just didn't see him. I mean, he's throwing to a spot, right? He's throwing to a spot on the field on that post route. I mean, that is so hard to predict. And he just steals it from him.
Hamilton's 10th season in the SFL has been a very productive one, and he's stepped up big again with an interception here in the quarterfinals, and it finds Sin City now backed up 15 yards away from their own goal line. Pressure situation now for a defense has been on the field for a significant amount of the opening quarter and a bit of the game. Hand off to J.W. Doyle. Up the middle. It will gain 4 there on his next carry. Again, they've been very methodical, Vancouver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They've been putting themselves in successful positions the entire first half. You know, no negative plays. They haven't gotten sacked. No mistakes by Christian Brown. No interceptions. Just clean, methodical, good football.
For the wide Sudduth will move across to create a Cords look. It'll be a handoff to Doyle, who is stuffed. So an opportunity here for Sin City to get their defense off the field nice and quickly as Evan Lacey deals with that one. Got to force the field goal here if you're Sin City and keep it within 2 scores. It'd be a huge result in the circumstances. Be a drop back by Brown. Throws across and he's broken up. Huge play by Zach Benjamin again.
Yeah, he's been the best defensive player here for Sin City in the first half. Been a tackling machine and now making a huge play on defense to keep it within 2 scores.
So there's a chance to win. We'll have another very short kick to go 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Swings it right to left, successful. And so despite a real dominant performance on both sides of the ball early from Vancouver, it is still only a 2-score lead.
They're getting points out of those opportunities at least. Right, and that's what wins you ball games in the playoffs.
Twin to kick it back again. Pope Jr. on returning duties won't return that one. So Scar Patterson has to shake off an interception now. The ground game's not working. They've gone to the air a few times and have been unsuccessful today. What is the answer here on the road against this Vancouver defense?
I mean, you have to make life easy for yourself. You know, you need to make sure to get positive yards on first down. Maybe throw the ball short between the hashes. They haven't really tried to throw the ball in the middle.
Patterson's going to go for it, and he is mowed down straight away. No opportunity for him to survey the middle of the field. Shut down immediately there by Josh Farnsey.
I mean, no chance. You're coming off the A gap, and no chance to get rid of it. 2nd and 15, and again, this is what has killed the Samurai offense all first half.
Once again, they find themselves going backwards here on the 2nd and 3rd down attempts. Patterson, he's going to run it himself and is whacked after he gained basically what he lost on the opening play there. And it'll be a 3rd down and 10. Into the empty. Can Patterson deliver here? Sin City are desperate for some forward progress. Drop back by Patterson. He's under pressure. Shook a tackle. Scar Patterson running for the first down. He's got it. Huge play by number 9.
Yeah, that's main coverage. There's nobody spying the quarterback. And if you cannot make that tackle, then there's nobody there. Linebackers are in coverage. They're turning their backs against the quarterback. Good recognition and a good play by Scar Patterson. Maybe one that can save the game for him.
It's a 13-yard run, the first positive play of the quarter for Sin City. Back into an offset eye. Can they get Logan Lee going? He breaks the first tackle, got past Hamilton, and it will be a gain of 4 as he was finished up there by Farnsey.
Good, decent play. 2nd and 6, much better than what they've had on 2nd and 11, 2nd and 15.
Into a heavy set here, hand off the middle to Johnson, and he can't get anything there. They might give him a yard as Marquise Reed that time on the run stop, but it's probably one of the more comfortable 3rd down attempts that Scar Patterson has had today. They need 4. And they will play a shovel pass up the middle, and that is read beautifully by Josh Farnsey. They knew exactly where that was going.
Yeah, you're trying. They were trying to catch them off guard, but this defense is too quick. It's too quick for that.
It's top-notch scouting by this Vancouver front office. And a 3rd punt of the day for Charles Franz. And Vancouver again will have decent field position here starting at the 30 as Ezekiel Bear is dropped. And again, more of the same really for the lead. Just been a productive opening half from JW Doyle. So 7 carries for 33 yards, averaging just over 4.5 per touch. And Brown is a near perfect 6 of 8, including a passing touchdown to Brett Killian. Hand off on the outside. Jalen Wells getting a carry and ran straight at the safety who did enough to hold on. But again, this Vancouver rushing attack is suffocating at the moment.
Yeah, it's offensive line. That's how games are won in football, won or lost, is the offensive line. And Vancouver's has been sensational.
2nd and a short 3. It'll be another carry to the outside on the toss play. And Devin Lloyd does enough to get the first down. So again, pressure on this Sin City defense seems to be on the field more often than not. Benjamin again with a tackle. Short drop back by Brown, throws across. Oh, Ezekiel Bear. Unbelievable.
Wow. I mean, that's just a laser throw right there by Christian Brown. Not his best throw because he kind of threw it, leaning towards the safety. One of those good old hospital passes, but an even better catch.
Spots Brown now back inside Sin City territory again. They've spent most of the game in this part of the field here. Killian motioned inside. His short drop back again by Brown. Pump fake through and ran it himself. A little bit of a nervous spot there as he gains forward, took the hit.
Yeah, but again, even with those, right? It's like nobody's open. We've seen Christian Brown scramble a couple of times. I think that's his third scramble of the game. One very short from the end zone. But he's making the right decision.
See quite a bit of running from both quarterbacks today. We hand off now to Wells in a more conventional run on the outs. That'll be a 3rd down and 3. Another opportunity for Sin City to get their defense on the field, off the field rather. Not quite inside chance to win territory just yet. Into the triple look. Do they go to the run? They do. It is Lloyd. He got away from one, and he is shut down again by Zach Benjamin. He is doing everything at the moment, and I think he's gone down.
Yeah, he's gone down. That's
going further and further downhill for Sin City.
Yeah, that's one too many tackles, perhaps, for Zach Benjamin, who's done everything on this defensive unit, trying to put Sin City in a winning position. But, I mean, that's just trust on your offensive line. I mean, it's 3rd down and 3. Outskirts of field goal range, and you just toss it out instead of throwing it to Brett Killian, for example, or Nick Lockett. That's just full trust in your O-line to make the play.
He's had 7 solo tackles in the opening 18 minutes of scrimmage, including 1 assisted tackle. It'll be a handoff now up the middle to Jalen Wells, who's got tons of room, and he will get 10 yards on the fly and keep those chains moving.
They're doing everything right at this time, and they're involving every player. I mean, we've seen Killian, we've seen Lockett, we've seen all the backs.
2-minute warning. Vancouver are all over this one at home. Number 1 v number 11, and Sin City seemingly already on the ropes. They need a turnover, something from this defense that has been on the field for a huge amount of time in the opening half. Handoff on the middle. It will be a run for JW Doyle. Again, significant yardage on the ground. It'll be an 8-yard run.
And it becomes harder and harder. Yeah, it becomes harder and harder when you don't have, Zach Benjamin as well. So you as an offense, you got to take advantage of that. It's a light box now that he's not in there.
Into a gun look now. Another triple look. Draw play up the middle. It will be Wells who will get them into goal to go. They're going to be hard to stop here.
And again, they have the pick of the litter here for the offense. Over a minute left. You can still run it here. Just run it up the middle, I would say.
JW Doyle is the back. They've only got 1 linebacker there in coverage to try and stop him if they did that. Starter formation to the outside. Perhaps there's an extra run blocker. We know it's coming. Toss play to the outside. It is Wells. Oh my goodness. JW Doyle knocked Kanye Rockefeller into the dirt, and he's got 6 points on the end of it.
Oh my goodness. That's kind of one of those plays that, kind of like summarize the entire game, or in this case, the entire first half. I mean, it's just been Vancouver on a mission offensively and defensively. They've looked unstoppable.
And just like that, the Lloyd 13-season veteran JW Doyle has a playoff touchdown. He's got several. Again, all of which were with the Florida Storm, and he's now got one in his new blue uniform here in Vancouver. And just like that, over 200 total yards of offense in the opening half for Vancouver, and they've got a dominant 20-0 lead. Sin City will get the football back. They also don't receive the opening second half kickoff, so you feel they have to get something here within a minute.
Man. Normally I will be like, just take it to the half, but I think you have to be aggressive here because you need a spark.
They need something, anything from the quarter. Mind you, he's finished top 10 in all passing attributes this season. And a loss on the ground. It's getting worse and worse by the second. And it will remain Sin City football. There is an absolute pylon there. Eventually, it was picked up by Talon Steel. They went conservative and then still nearly lost the football.
Yeah, they're taking the approach of, well, let's just take it to the half, and they almost gave it away again.
We a drop back by Patterson. He's only in a process. He's got two receivers to look for and a one-on-one on the outside, and the receiver couldn't come up with the play. There was looking for Dillapre Senior, who's now 0-4 on this game. So far, the leading target for Scar Patterson. They tried something.
Yeah.
Had a good look at it, just couldn't convert. Have to go again here on a 3rd down and 10. Talon Steel in motion, followed by the veteran Jack Russell to the other side. Patterson will throw outside, double covered. It is caught for a 1st down. Dillapre Senior snaps his cold streak there with a 1st down grab. Sin City in no hurry.
Do they stay aggressive or not is the question. And they have 18 seconds and counting.
Let the clock wind right down, and they're still in a 2-receiver set here. This offense clearly built to run the football today, but they have not been able to do that. We hand off just up the middle to Logan Lee, who again has nothing to do. What a performance in the opening half by the Vancouver Legion defense. And they have shut the Samurai out in the opening half here of their quarterfinal fixture. Vancouver leads this one after 2, 20 points to nothing. Ramos Lynn. What did we just see?
I mean, domination is what we've seen from Vancouver, and they've done it by the book. It's not like they've just gotten a couple of 90-play passes, or 90-yard passes or pick sixes and stuff like that. It's just been methodical domination. It's been running the football successfully. It's been blocking. It's been, Christian Brown making the right decision, 7 of 9, 90 yards, and just shut down good, solid defense. They have a sack, they have an interception, and it's just been rock solid from top to bottom. And everybody has contributed for both sides. Doyle has been highlighted, but everybody on offense and everybody on defense is doing their part.
Sheer dominance in the opening half here. We'll see if Sin City can make something of this and keep their season alive here on the road. Again, they got an impressive road record to speak of in their Season 25 campaign. I'm Jacob Clear. That is Ramos Lynn, Eddie Gage, and Rochelle Colson on stats. You're watching the Simulation Football League here on the Virtual Football Network. Charles France is one back underway. Vancouver, of course, will have opening possession here. No return for Ezekiel Bear, and really Sin City's defense needs to get off the field quickly here.
Yeah, and you have to think, the way this defense is playing, you have to think, if you allow a touchdown here, if you're Sin City, it's pretty much over.
Have to keep an eye and see if we can clock Zach Benjamin, who left the game with a few minutes to go in the second quarter. A run for Jalen Wells, who's got heaps of room, and he's got 10 yards plus on the opening play of the half.
Look at the blocking. I mean, obviously, the guy who gets the stats is the running back, but look at the blocking by everybody, including the wide receivers. Everybody hat on a hat. Killian and Lockett, everybody's blocking somebody.
Oliver Couch led the way there as well. And his 5-way offensive line is getting the job done again today. They're methodical on the ground. Christian Brown has been clean, touch wood. Toss play to the outside. It will be a run for Wells. Again, Lockett is in open space. Not Lockett, it's Devin Lloyd. He will get a 1st down. They're going to get 10 yards again on the ground.
Yeah, and when when Sin City has had a chance to make tackles, they've just not put the ball carrier on the ground. Zach Benjamin was doing it early in the game, but he's no longer there.
Zach Benjamin, the sideline. Zach Benjamin will challenge the call that was a first down. Looked like it may have been half a yard shy. We'll take a second look at it under the hood. Sin City have won one challenge today.
He actually might have stepped out even before that. Like, oh, well, no, he's in bounds, it looks like. But it looks like a half a yard short.
Great stop there to King Jamal. Gets them a second opportunity here. There'll be a second down and 1. But again, this ground game really getting hot. Another single back look. It is Lloyd in the backfield. He will get the outside carry. There'll be a first down run there. Give him 4. In fact, that's Jalen Wells with that touch. So again, the two fullbacks are splitting duties very evenly here today. Both have been very methodical.
Yeah, easy as you like. I mean, it's been all 3 plus Christian Brown. As we mentioned, he has a few scrambles, and even he has been successful running the ball.
And off there to Doyle, who was nearly blown up, but got a late block there on the outside by Zach Turner that saved that play, and it'll be a 3-yard gain.
Good recognition right there by Doyle, getting past the line of scrimmage for some positive yards.
Back into the triple look here. Wells returns to the backfield. There will be stiff-arm the man. Pearson couldn't get to him, and he's run outside. Another first down run for Jalen Wells. He's up over 60 yards now in the afternoon.
Yeah, and because they're spelling those backs, those ball carriers, everybody's staying, well charged up to come into the field and get the ball again. They're getting rest, all 3 of them, and very evenly spread out.
Back into the quads look that Doyle has been so successful in today. Bear will be motioned down the bottom. Look for a toss to the right. It'll be half to the left. In fact, it's a run for Doyle, and he will get 5.
And it is just so frustrating, as a defense when, it's frustrating not being able to stop the pass. It's even more frustrating not being able to stop the run.
2.5 minutes taken off the clock here in this drive so far. They're not quite in field goal range yet. Run for Wells is shut down. So this is the first third down of the half for Vancouver. An opportunity for Sin City to walk away unscathed. I have to get this. The Samurai can't afford to give up another first down. Keep this defense on the field. Back into the triple. Toss play the outside. Jalen Wells got lead blockers and will get there.
Man. It's just run middle, run left, run right. I mean, just whatever which way. It's just working.
14 for 76 so far for Jalen Wells. 31 yards after first contact as well. Now a run for Lloyd. He will get 5.
Make it second down and 5, and they've eaten up already almost half of the third quarter.
Again, the clock just slowly dripping away in front of this Sin City team's eyes. Look at that from Jalen Wells. Another bruising carry on the outside, and he's approaching the century mark.
And Vancouver has yet to throw a pass here on this second half. They're just spelling all the running backs. Coach Hamilton and company, they saw what worked in the first half, and it was the running game. And they just said we're gonna just run it and run it again until they can stop it.
80 of 15 for Wells. Now it's back with Devin Lloyd. Another 5+ yard carry. Got to keep the streak going here. It's been a remarkable drive from Vancouver's offense. They've had just one play out of a total of 11 that's gone for less than 5 yards, and they've all been runs. Handoff and now up the middle. JW Doyle got the first down. Now they're in goal to go.
It looks more like rugby than football right now with all those runs. You'll be familiar with it.
It's the 12th play of the drive now, and they're now 5 yards shy of the goal line. Don't be deceived as well by the shotgun look. This is again going to go to the ground. Hand off to Wells, and wide open. Jalen Wells is going to punch one in. Both the fullbacks now have a touchdown, and Vancouver are running away with this one.
I mean, this whole drive is just, you know, and I mean it with all due respect to Sin City, is, you know, we have better guys than you do. That's when you do when you run the ball time and time again. It's like our offensive line is just better than you are. And it's just a statement drive for Vancouver, and wow.
Again, this is the ride home for the Vancouver offensive line on that possession there. A statement drive, 13 runs, 78 yards of total offense. 12 plays of the 13 went for at least 5 yards, and they were all runs.
Unbelievable.
And over 5 minutes taken off the clock as well for Sin City, and they now find themselves down by 4 scores. And this one looks out of reach. Again, they pulled off an impressive win over Pittsburgh. Really an upset victory, if you wanted to call it that, as the 11th seed. Finished the season at 6-6. Good return here by Pope Jr. to the outside. He gets it up past the 40. Can he continue going? Steps out of bounds. 45 yards away from Sin City's goal line.
You know, this
a
was
little bit of momentum.
Yeah, for sure. This was reminiscent. There's 2 NFL games that come to mind. Number 1, Super Bowl 28, Cowboys Bills, the second Cowboys Bills, when they just gave the ball to Emmitt Smith on pretty much every single drive to start the second half. And, you know, basically that was the Cowboys telling the Bills, like, hey, we're better than you are. And, you know, this Vancouver offensive line has been just unreal.
What has Scar Patterson got in the bag of tricks here to try and make something of this? He's moved Dillapre across the side. It'll be a toss play to the outside, and nothing doing again. The disparity between these 2 ground games is jarring, as Josh Franzi fixed that one up.
Yeah, Eddie in the Discord saying Chiefs Bills with Christian Okoye couldn't be stopped, that too. Also, 49ers Packers in the NFC Championship in 2019 as well. Watch out.
It is just relentless. Coverage sack there. Line up on the outside by Emmanuel Blackman, and they continue to pile on the punishment.
Unbelievable. You look at the difference in rushing yards.
Unreal. Again, 170 yards worth of difference between these 2 sides in that component alone. Into a 5 wide. Can Patterson get them out of trouble again here? Rolls out. He's going to try and rush it. He's shut down. There, it was lit up on the outside by the veteran Gerald Giudice, and Sin City will have to punt it back again.
And that's just something that cannot happen, right? I mean, it's just 4 rushers. Patterson is just trying to scramble, maybe get half the yards, and just there's nothing there.
Another punt by Franz will be sailed inside the 30. And Bear gets it up past the 30 to the 32. And with 13 minutes left to scrimmage, this Vancouver offense has got it again, and we expect a very similar drive to what we saw just before.
I mean, there's no need to switch it up, right? Just keep running the ball. You know, this is your game. This is your night.
Doyle, they got a triple look here, but again, this has been the JW Doyle formation tonight. Toss play to the outside. Doyle again. Oh man, Rockefeller has had a rough night.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to stop him in the open field.
He has been absolutely devastating today. Stunneth moved across the machine. You wonder where this has been. Again, he's been relatively underutilized this season, JW Doyle, but it's been a chess piece that Andy Hamilton's kept in the back pocket for this exact kind of matchup, and it is produced beautifully for him as Gary Clem shuts down that Jalen Wells run. Opportunity for Sin City to get off the field.
Yep, 3rd and 7, and as crazy as it probably sounds, 3rd and 7, they're going to go empty. I will run it if I'm Vancouver, to be completely real with you.
Yeah, I mean, no point risking a turnover here in the situation of the game. Brown will throw, though. Throws across it. It's into significant traffic, and Brett Killian has produced again.
Yeah, significant traffic is accurate. You know, it's just a mass of players. There's about 6 different players right there, and a Vancouver Legion receiver comes down with it eventually.
Just can't quite believe what I'm seeing. And the Cincinnati team has been very impressive this season, and they've been totally outplayed. Toss play to the outside as Wells, and it got through a couple, and Clem was the one that hang on to him after a gain of 4.
You know, it's just quite crazy. You know, Vancouver has scored on all 5 of their drives, and I don't know if what's more impressive, they've scored on all 5, or the fact that they just had 5. You know, it feels like they've been on the field the entire night on offense.
It's insane. Hand off on the outside is Doyle, and he will get the first down. That ends the streak of runs that were under 5 yards and returns them back to where we've seen them for the majority of this second half. Fresh set of downs to work with. Back into the triple look here. Wells returns. Another hand off on the outside. Rockefeller got through him. And another first down run for Jalen Wells.
Let's look at the job by the offensive line on the left-hand side. They get to the 2nd level, and even the 3rd level, and everybody's contributing.
Back into the triple look again. It's Wells is the back, got past 1. Devin Lloyd, in fact, in the carry. He'll get past the 2nd one on another first down run. It just continues to pile on.
It's got to the point where I think I'm out of actual analysis, and then you just kind of sit back and just kind of admire it.
It's unreal. Hand off to Wells on the outside. He gets through 1, chased down from behind there by Jay Mart, who's been all over the field today. That ends at 3 quarters. 1 to go here. Vancouver have made light work of this quarterfinals fixture here today. A lead at 27 points to nothing at the 3-quarter interval. I'm Jacob Clear. That is Ramos Lynn, Eddie Gage, and Rochelle Colston on stats. You're watching the Simulation Football League here on the Virtual Football Network. The Sin City unit stunned at what they've seen today. And they find their season very much slipping away from them very quickly. There you go, 22 plays of offense today from this Sin City unit.
Yeah. And then that just happens, you know, when you cannot stop the run, right? The clock keeps running, still get first downs, and they're not getting obviously 50, 60-yard plays. You know, it's just, you know, 5 plays and 6 play, then, you know, 5 yards, then 5 yards, that's a first down. And they keep going methodically like that and slowly. It's just death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Another drop there. This time Brown will throw. Looking end zone. It's caught. Brett Killian's got a double.
Oh my God. I mean, that's great recognition. Yeah, and that's great recognition, right? I mean, that's a wide receiver. That's your best wide receiver against a linebacker. That's just unfair.
Chance to win extra point will make this 34 points to nothing. Here at home, Canterfield. The supporters must be elated. Andy Hamilton's brought a perfect game plan in for this quarterfinal fixture. And it's going to put some pressure on whoever wins the fixture out of Denver and Houston. That's who will be fighting for the right to play this Vancouver unit in a week's time. That game, of course, to be played on the other side of this block at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
And off to Logan Lee, trying to get something going again. Nothing. A yard, if that. Marquise Reed on the shutdown.
Kudos go across the board to Coach Hamilton, Coach Lopez as well. You know, who you know, they work very hard every week to put their best foot forward, and you know, Vancouver has been, you know, a just gold standard of the SFL for a very long time.
And he's received by Kenny Hendricks on the outside, trying to get something going here is Scar Patterson, and he's got a first down. Those have been an absolute luxury for Sin City today. 3 first downs. In comparison to 23 on the other side of the ball. You've never seen anything like it. Patterson's going to throw and caught, and he will get the 4th. There is Al Delapre.
A good throw right there by Scar Patterson, though. I mean, that's heavy duress, pocket is collapsing, one-on-one coverage, and he throws it exactly where the receiver can get it. That's Scar Patterson's best throw of the night.
There you go. This smashes the Vancouver Legion's own club record, their largest ever playoff victory. Again, they seem to be very much in the hunt again for the SFL title that has eluded them in their 16 seasons of existence, but they seem to be in full command here. And a beautiful throw there by Patterson. Where's this been all game?
Yeah. Yeah, great throw. It's one of the first times we see that rollout pass in this game. Good protection. And Delapre wide open running that post route. Great throw.
It's disappointing because the plays are obviously there for Sin City. But they've just caught themselves out trying to run the football against this defense that has been fully prepared for it. Taylor Bobby moved across in motion, a stack of 4 receivers on the right-hand side. Nothing in the middle there for Vancouver defensively. Thrown outside, that is incomplete. And fell all the way back. Drew Hamilton in the air, shot at it, but Jack Russell's deflection sends it away.
And that's actually a decent throw by Patterson. I think he hit his receiver in the hands. Just heavily contested.
Another empty look for Patterson. They'll move Elliot Pope Jr. across the face. Another short drop back by Patterson. Throws outside. It is caught by Talon Steele. And he finds himself 25 yards away from Vancouver's goal line. So looks like Sin City won't, not to jinx them, they'll be fighting to try and avoid a shutout here.
Yeah, that's a good route, you know, right there to Talon Steele, the corner route against the linebacker.
Got Chevy Monte Carlo in the backfield here with Bobby as the lead blocker. He can't get anything. Shut down by Marquise Reed, who's been electric tonight.
Yeah, 100%. This front 7/front 8 has been just terrific, stopping the run.
He's got 2 tackles for loss on the afternoon now. Patterson with time through outside. That is caught for a short gain there with Talon Steele. They'll get back the yard that was lost on the previous play. It'll be a 3rd down and long.
Third and 10. You know, if you're the offense, you know, try to get Al Dillipri open. Maybe a post route, some sort of crossing route. He goes in motion. Try to find the mismatch. We'll be matched up against Lister here.
5 wide. It'll be a rollout by Patterson for outside. Talon Steele inside the 5. And his throw by Scar Patterson off his back foot.
Yeah, Scar Patterson so far has had about 2 or 3 great throws here in this drive. Under duress, throwing all the way across the field, and throws a laser to his tight end.
So they've got something going here late in the 4th term. Sin City, they've got 5 to go to get a touchdown on the board and avoid a shutout here this afternoon. Be a handoff on the outside to Monte Carlo, who is whacked.
In the story with the running game all night for Sin City.
They've just allowed absolutely nothing today on the ground. And off again. Look at the swarm of Vancouver defenders. They've got this game wrapped up and they're still punishing Sin City on the ground. They're going to go no huddle here on a 3rd down and long. They're going to throw to the flats. It's caught by Monte Carlo, who's got the open plane. Blackman couldn't catch him, and Sin City will avoid a shutout.
There you go. Good job. Good job right there, getting the check down. A good block on the outside. Forward score.
It's a 4-yard rushing touchdown for receiving touchdown, really, to be exact. And Sin City will at least walk away with this one with points.
Yeah, that was Monte Carlo's first reception of the season.
There you go. Good to get it in a quarterfinal again, but a methodical drive, really, from Sin City. You just wonder where in the playbook that was. They will, of course, go for onside here to try and get the football back again. Short kick by Franz. Too short. In fact, they'll have to go for it again.
Yep.
Pushes them further back. This time kicks it longer. It is caught and returnable. One of the backup Vancouver defenders is going to take this in. We see this quite a few times here. Vancouver have made a habit of that. And they will add another score on the board. Just destruction.
Yeah, just a perfect night. Offense, defense, special teams.
A lot of opportunity for reflection in Sin City outfit again. It's been an impressive opening campaign for head coach Zach Benjamin in his first season in the hot seat here in the SFL, no doubt. There'll be positives for him to take from this campaign, but for the time being, Sin City's season is over. And Vancouver have put all the pressure on their semi-final opponents. Which will be decided in about an hour's time. Return. Can Sin City get another touchdown up before this one finishes out?
Yep. You know, and from here you think of next season here. Obviously, if you're Sin City, we started off, you know, with a loss against Denver in the convention day, convention weekend, and you know they had some impressive wins, including obviously against Mexico City. Obviously, last week against Pittsburgh, they've shown they can beat some of the best teams in the SFL. It was just wasn't their night. Just wasn't their night tonight.
And of course, beat Pittsburgh to get here as well, who are one of the most impressive teams in the league this season. And did well to fight their way out of the 11th seed. Dropped back by Patterson, throws across. That's caught by Al Dillapre Sr. Gets the first down. So positives to take out of this fourth quarter, really, for Sin City.
That's a good route right there by Al Dillapre on that out route. Good timing here by Scar as well, delivering the ball.
Patterson really, in principle, has not had that bad of a night. 12 of 19, 137. Again, they've just been locked into a running playbook tonight where they've been needing to do more of that, but it's incomplete, broken up by Drew Hamilton trying to spot Talon Steele in the middle of the field.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to establish that running game early, and they got down into like second and long yardage to third and long yardage situations. And then just Vancouver's offense just couldn't be stopped.
Patterson, great tip. Michael Lester got a hand up on that one.
Third and 10. And we've seen too many of those for Sin City, those third and 10s, third and very longs.
They've certainly made life difficult for Scar. Patterson throws outside. That one has hit the turf before Al Dillapre could get a look at it. It'll be a fourth down. Sin City, of course, will throw for it. Patterson's got 5 to throw to. You get Elliot Pope a reception here in his first post-season game. Deep throw, it is incomplete. Talon Steele was the intended target. It was broken up by Michael Lister again.
And the pressure got to Scar again. But tight coverage all around. These receivers really have not had any space tonight.
Christian Brown's going to throw here. It's relentless. He'll step up in the pocket, throws across. Oh man, D'Angelo Lopez had a look at it, but it's broken up by Terrence Pearson. This unit has gotten the football to D'Angelo Lopez in fourth quarters across the course of this season. Brown's going to throw again here. Thrown deep, it is incomplete. Kanye Rockefeller had an opportunity to make amends on what's been a difficult night for him, but unable to come up with that one.
Third and 10. Gonna go empty again.
Another drop back by Brown. Slips in the pocket. He avoids the rush, and it is incomplete. Probably could have ran for it. Instead, he tried to get Brett Kelly in a hat trick, but it is incomplete. Sin City hold the fort there. A chance to win. We'll try and go 3 for 3 on the afternoon. It's the furthest by a wide margin. Swings it from right to left, and you got the distance. And Vancouver attack another score on the board, and again maintain their rate of scoring on every possession they've had.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's hard to score in the SFL, let alone do it on every single drive.
Returned again by Sincere. They'll try it out to the 20 to try and get one more score on the board before their season wraps up here. Motion man across there was Dillapre. They won the play called right down. Addison's going to throw outside, and Dillapre's done well to hang on to that one. Be a first down. Scar's going to go into no huddle here out of this five-way empty formation. Vancouver again sends pressure. It is caught by Talon Steele in the open field up past halfway. Another one that is incomplete. Looking for Dillapre again, and it's broken up. Michael Lister's had a really good fourth quarter. Staying with the five wide. 3.5 left in the fourth quarter for Sin City to get a second score on the board. Make this a little more respectable. Patterson's going to throw in and out of a pair of Vancouver hands. Marco Lopez nearly had an interception. Scar's second of the afternoon. Pope moved across the formation. Now the drop back by Patterson. Throws across that. Is incomplete. Too much traffic there for the receiver to have a shot at it.
Yep. Gotta go for it again on 4th and 10. Looks like no tight end, so they are not gonna go with Steele here. Oh, I think he's on the field right there as a slot. They just might. He's been the main receiver here in the second half with him.
Yeah, he's pulled off a few big ones here today. Thrown outside, there was two Vancouver defenders in the area there. And Drew Hamilton will be credited with that deflection. And Vancouver's defense will get off the field again.
This 3rd down / 4th down defense for Vancouver has been spotless pretty much the entire game. See him throw again.
And will keep throwing down the stretch here. They've got half the field to cover here for another touchdown throw by Brown, caught by John Michael Suddeth. Gets 7 yards on that play. And again, they will keep their unit here in the week ahead. They will play at home, of course, with the number 1 seed against the winner of Denver versus Houston later on this evening. We've got the other side of the playoff schedule to be played out tomorrow. Ramos, your Mexico City Aztecs will take on Eddie Gage's Arizona Scorpions at 6:30 tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, of course, and then and DC rather will play host to the Washington Trident at 9 p.m. to determine your 2 semi-final fixtures. Christian Brown runs for the first down. So it's all task for whoever wins this next fixture. Of course, Houston will be hungry for it after the way their season ended. They had the number 1 seed, or the right to control it, and then lost their last 2 games of the campaign, and that's how it fell to the Vancouver Legion. They also lost the rights to the South Division title to the Mexico City Aztecs in the same fashion. They will be hungry to get a win against Denver in the late block to take on this Vancouver side. Denver, of course, as well, a team that can match up with this unit here back at Canada Field, but it'll be celebration time, at least in the interim, for the Legion. Two minutes to go, and again, Christian Brown is in the empty. Another drop back by Brown, throws across, it is caught, and Killian inside the 30.
Oh. 5 catches, he's made most of them with 2 touchdowns.
I mean, for all their dominance, it's been a relatively quiet game by his lofty standards. But it's been all done on the ground in that sort of second and third quarter. And really here, it's just luxury points. Oh, man.
What a catch.
Sin City's going to keep burning their timeouts. That is a specky inside the 5-yard line.
What a catch. I mean, not the best throw for Christian Brown so far tonight. She's a little bit ahead of him, but a nice one-handed reception.
I'll throw again. Can I get the 50 piece? What a statement that would be. Christian Brown to throw. Look at end zone. It is caught. Ezekiel Bear is on the end of it, and Vancouver have put up a half century in the quarterfinals.
I mean, again, that's pretty well covered by Sin City. Cannot be mad about the coverage in general. There's 3 players there. And Ezekiel Bear is the one who has the strong hands to come down with it.
Just indescribable what we've seen over the last hour and a half. This chance to win his extra point is successful, makes it a 51. And Ezekiel Bear, a good sophomore campaign for him, has really emerged as the second target in this offense here. A real big play threat. Well-earned touchdown. It's the 3rd of the afternoon through the air for Christian Brown. Scored 2 on the ground and 1 on special teams as well.
Yep. 147 left. One more. One strong drive. As a coach, you tell Patterson, just one strong drive here. Let's get out of this at least much of a possible note as you can have, I guess, when you lose like this. But let the foot off the gas.
Back into an empty look. Drop back by Patterson, throws over the top. There an incomplete. A discussion happening here behind the scenes. Ramos, have you ever seen even just an SFL game / a sim where a team has gone 9 of 9 on drives for scores?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. You know, when you see 50 plus put on the board, most times it comes with pick sixes or returns. I mean, we did see a return, but you know, multiple of those. I mean, this has been 5 touchdowns, 4 field goals on offense, right? That's 44 plus the return touchdown. That's 51. It's just unbelievable.
Sheer dollars again. It's probably not a stat we can produce, but to the best of our knowledge, not something that's ever been seen before, really. It's a dream sim for Andy Hamilton and company. Throw on the outside, he's incomplete. I wonder if they ever even had something this perfect in the weeks of game planning as well. Obviously, these teams run countless and countless of simulations of the games that they put together to test their game plans out. And you hazard a guess to say that they got something this complete.
Yeah.
But again, really showing why they were the number 1 seed. They, of course, made the title game a season ago, and they're chasing that again this season. Now Dilapri can't hang on to that one in traffic.
Yeah, but one thing is seeing it like maybe once or twice in a sim, right? You know, if you run many of them, you may see it once or twice. You know, the chances, the odds of seeing it in a playoff game here in the SFL is it's not very high.
Yeah, even more impressive it's been in a quarterfinals fixture and a team that has been very good on the road this season. Well, again, they've won 5 of 7 games in season 25, and they've played away from Vegas, Sin City. And oh man, Marco Lopez, it was Jack Russell nearly had a swan dive intercepted.
That would have been the cherry on top, I guess, but Sin City will have one more shot. If they cannot do it, then we'll see Christian Brown take a couple knees, which will be, I mean, maybe the only 2 negative plays of Vancouver all night. I mean, I cannot recall Vancouver going backwards on offense the entire game.
Yeah, that one's incomplete. Vancouver will get the football back here with 90 seconds to go. Sin City have no timeouts left to stop the clock. As you mentioned, that's likely going to be your final score. Just a sheer dominant performance. And on both sides of the ball as well. I mean, we talked a lot about how methodical their offense has been tonight, but defensively they've shut down a very good offense here in this Sin City unit. And Logan Lee, of course, a former Vancouver Legion player, so they would have had extra film on him in the week leading up. Spent his rookie campaign here at Canada Field and was unbelievable. Then had several seasons with Canton before this team became Sin City. And has had a good season as well, the lead back, but just had nothing on the ground today. They have totally stuffed him.
Yep. Yeah, just a complete game. Offense, defense, special teams, and across the board. The offensive line, excellent. Quarterback, excellent. Running game, excellent. Receivers, excellent. And on defense, they put pressure on the quarterback. They were able to stop the run with the linebackers, the corners, the safeties. Hamilton with an interception. You know, flawless in the field goal game. You know, getting a return touchdown on the onside kick. Any way you can be good at football, you know, they were.
Christian Brown will take one last knee, and that will leave fate up to the second game of tonight as to who will be next into the Fortress here at Canada Field. I think it's going to take a lot of force in the film room for either of those 2 teams, whoever is the winner of the next fixture. because Sin City have been totally dismantled here this evening by a flawless Vancouver Legion performance. Ramos Lee, any last thoughts on this game?
Well, I mean, I think time of possession will tell the entire story of the game. 26 minutes against 14 minutes. I mean, and when you've scored on every drive, like literally every drive, it's impossible to beat somebody like that. So kudos to Vancouver, of course. They came in with a great game plan. They ran the ball from some of the 3-4 wide receiver sets, and Sin City was just looked like was more accounting for the pass sometimes, and they just gashed them for 248 on the ground. Conversions on third down, 10 for 7 for Vancouver. And you don't give the ball away, you're gonna win most of your games.
So now between drinks here and on the Virtual Football Network, the second game of this evening will kick off at 9 p.m. Eastern with Chris Curtis and Mike Lopez in co-commentary to bring you Denver at Houston. We've got 2 more games for you tomorrow to decide the other side of this playoff block. For myself, Jacob Clear, that is Ramos Lynn, Eddie Gage, and Rochelle Colson in stats. This one ends here at Canada Field in Vancouver, British Columbia. 51 for the Vancouver Legion against Sin City's 7.